Gospel of today struck me for two reasons. One is that Jesus says, "Who do you say that I am?" And it made me think, like, if he was asking me, if people only know me through you, who do they say that I am? Who do they say that he is? If they only ever heard from you, is he trustworthy? Is he good? Is he God? Do you trust him? And it's this fear of wanting to impose our beliefs and having people get upset at us. I get it. But if we truly believe him, if we truly believe that it's the good news, it's not us imposing our beliefs. It's telling people that desire that you have, that desire that maybe the church doesn't approve and you think that the church is calling you a sinner. That desire, God desires to fulfill it. God desires you more than whatever it is that you desire. And we need to be better at spreading that message. I need to be better at spreading that message because many times we want to go at people and be like, you're living in sin. You're going to hell. No. Listen, God is a God of relationship. We have to spread that he loves you intimately. He loves you. And those desires that you have are maybe disordered desires that will never satisfy you as much as God did. But the other thing that kind of struck me was that he pulls Peter aside and he says, "Satan, get behind me, Satan." And I was always thinking that it was very harsh. But Fulton Sheen talks about how Satan tempts us from our cross. He tells us, you don't have to get on my cross. You don't have to suffer. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. And that's what Peter is doing in that moment, telling him, you don't have to die. Like, you don't have to suffer. Like, I'll protect you. And it struck me because what is Satan tempting you from? What is your cross that you're trying to run away? And many times, a lot of Catholics, I think, suffer in silence because of this. And if you're suffering and you don't want to cast out fear, cast out anxiety, cast out anger because you think that's your cross, I think that's also the enemy telling you, don't tell Jesus you struggle with this, like he died on the cross. What you doing? Tell him, always tell him. Because then in that moment, the devil is trying to tempt you from relationship with the one who redeems the cross. And so your cross continues to just be a cross. And so don't let that temptation of thinking, I'm not going to take this to Jesus. Listen, if Jesus allows the suffering in your life, he's never going to tell you to bear it alone. He's not, because he wants that relationship with us. And so go to him and say, this is too much, Lord. So if you want to take my anger away, please do. And if not, please give me the strength and the patience to bear the cross that you give me. Because one, you shouldn't be tempted away from your cross, but you shouldn't be tempted away from our Redeemer either. What do you think?